Okay, Coach, this is going to be another monitoring system. A little different than the other one if you've already looked at that one. This one is more of utilizing technology to look at on dashboards. I built this one for basketball, and the technology that I use for monitoring athletes is called iMeasureU. All of these dashboards that you'll look at can be adjusted to whatever technology you have. Can be Catapult, Stat Sports, anything that you can monitor an athlete with. So I'll take you through it. The dashboards first. Daily report right here. Okay, you have all your athletes right here. Team averages down here. Here are the variables. These can be adjusted to anything in here. So if you just want to look at the freshmen right here, this all will adjust to the freshmen. If you wanted to change the date, right there. Okay, this will all adjust right here as well. So just if you want to know, this is impact loads, asymmetry, so you can look at left and right. This is the asymmetry right here. This is called bone stimulus, step count, and you got your duration right here. And then here's all your averages. I'm gonna just so you can see an entire team worth. Down here, percent changes. So this is going to be your numbers for that day. Here is going to be the percent change based off of these numbers compared to the day. So this is going to be this is your average for everything that's in the system. And now you take these numbers compared to these numbers up here for the day, which is going to get you your percent changes right here. Okay. Down here is going to be more of a team aspect of percent changes for that day for your variables right here. So that's going to be your daily dashboard right here. Weekly dashboard. So this is taking your averages for that entire week's worth. Okay. So like before, you can look at a certain group of athletes that you want to look at. Averages are going to be right here. Table is getting adjusted to just those athletes. You can also change. Currently, I'm on the impact for those. You can change it to whatever variable you would like. Right there. Okay, and your average will change, and you can look at each variable. This is where you can change the weeks right here. So per week, you can look at it. And I'll show you where all of this information kind of goes, how I separate weeks in a little bit. So that's a weekly dashboard. Monthly individual dashboard. So this is by athlete. You can select your athlete up here in the corner. Okay, it's a drop down. You can pick whatever athlete you'd like right here. Okay, this is going to be your in like a dynamic picture, like a headshot information of this athlete right here. Here's their information for this month. You can adjust the month right here. So currently it is on March 7th, 2021, which is this day right here. I'm going to switch it and show you, let's go the 10th. Okay. So it's going to go 3, 10. So if you just enter in that day right there, it will slide over, and that's going to be your first day. In this graph, you got your average right here, your average for your 30 days and your standard deviation. Down here is going to be your graphs. You can adjust these graphs to whatever variable you would like to look at and look at it for that month. So it's looking at this information right here. Okay. If you have a group of athletes and you want to look at them per month, right here. So the only thing that adjusts on this page right here is instead of an individual, you're taking the average between the groups. Like I said, I built this for basketball, so it's guard, forward, and center for right there. But everything else stays the same. Okay, this is going to be your performance individual page right here. So select the athlete right here. I'm going to go with a different, I'm going to show you an athlete 1. All right, so everything will adjust to athlete 1. Now, if you pick here, in each one of these graphs, there will be a drop down. All right, so there is data currently on 4-1 for this athlete, but if I select, let's say 3-12, okay, which it was this one right here, it will select it, and then you have the 4 previous dates will all automatically filter in. So I'll show you one more time here. Let's go with 3-5. All right, so it's 3-5 that filters in. These days will automatically filter in on the previous 4 days for that athlete. Okay, and you can do that for all these graphs right here. Information of the athlete right here. You can per day. This is a drop down of all your days. Let's go. Just pick a day. So your RPE changes based off the information that you get from your athlete. Training status, injury status can change, and you can also look at injuries possibly that that athlete might have. You can take notes for that day for any of these things, so it can be adjusted. Another thing that's really cool on this page that we can do, so the iMeasureU technology, I look at high, medium, and low intensity on how hard they step into the ground. So currently, so this is low, medium, and high intensity. Currently, this first graph is only looking at the low intensity. If I were to put all yeses right here, so right now it's looking at low and high intensity combined. And now you have all of your data, so low, medium, and high intensity. So you can look at those depending on whatever technology you have. Okay. This is more of a return to play. Looks very similar than on the other one. Still select your athlete up here, select your day right here. What's different about this page that I put together is that I have certain testing drills that they do wearing the technology. So currently I'm on curve running. If I select the 5-10-5 drill, all right, everything will adjust to the 5-10-5. How I use this page is I get a baseline right here for this day, and then you can adjust these days right here and compare them to this day. These right here, the percent changes, are based off of the baseline and whatever day you have selected right there. So on this day right here for impact, you're looking at baseline with 312, and that's where you're going to get your percent changes. If I adjust this to a different day, you'll see that the percent changes changed because it's now looking at comparing 3-1 to 3-3. Those are the days I have. Okay. And those are going to be utilizing technology. I have other pages in here that I'll just really quickly kind of go through. If you saw the other video, you'll recognize this page right here. This page will look at more of your testing. So vertical jump, 10-meter sprint, pro agility, that kind of stuff right here. This page is a little bit more in-depth per athlete. Adjust the athlete right here. Okay. So now we're looking at athlete 2. You can adjust these days. If you have more testing days, this will be a longer list, but I only have currently 4 days. This is all dummy data, by the way, just so you know. But you can look at your percent change based off of this day on the left compared to these other 3. So if I change this to match, let's say 6-1, this percent change on the top will be a 0% change because it's the exact same thing. There you go. And then this one right here, which is, 39% change, I'm going to, let's just put all these at 6-1. They're all going to be 0. So that's what this one is right here. And then that bottom one is going to be this one on the very end right here. Okay. And so you can compare days that way. I'm going to just put these back. I'm just going to go 3, So it's going to adjust for this middle one will adjust, and that last one will be a 5. So I got 4 days worth here. Looking at the changes, Z-scores compared to all the other athletes. So, information, by the way, will also change right there. Z-scores right here compared to the athlete. I'm sure you probably know how this bar graph works. The higher you are up here, the better you did compared to all of whoever's in the system, your other teammates. The lower you did, the worse you kind of did, and the average is the 0. Also got a Z-score. Now, if you want to adjust the day, you go here, and let's pick a different day. So 5. And this will adjust. Both of these will adjust compared to that day in there. So that's a KPI. The other one, data visualization. This is a little interesting. I'm going to go really quick through and show you where this information is coming from, but pretty much you can select an athlete right here. Okay, and then there's no data for that person for that day, but I'm going to show you really quickly how this works in the system that I have. So if I'm going to go to the very front, you got your wellness right here. I'm going to just pick the day current right now. Okay. And then you're going to do a drop down. This is going to be where all your athletes are. I'm going to just go with athlete 1. All right, and I'm going to put in a little bit of information here. I'm just going to put in all 7s. All right. So I got all 7s there. Once you answer all of these questions, these also can be adjusted to whatever you would like them to have, like max or mins that they can put in there. You can click add to database. All right, and then now you saw that it disappeared, so then now you know that it went into the database. Soreness, same exact thing. All right, so 16, 2021. I'm going to still go with athlete 1 here. Okay. And then here are all the body parts you can choose from. So all of these dots are what's on this list right here. Now, if they're not sore or anything hurting or anything for that body part, leave it blank, because otherwise this would take a really long time to go through. I'm just going to go with, let's say, let's go with the left arm. I'm just going to put a random information. So a 5 on the left arm. On the right arm, let's go with a 3. Left elbow, 1. All right, and then we got our information there. Leave everything else blank if they're not good. So a 5, 3, 1, I'll show you where that goes. Click add to database. This might take a second. Once you see the information disappear, that means the information has been added into the system. Okay, so information went away. So where that information goes, that very first one was the wellness, which is right here. Select your athlete right there, and then select your days right here. So we selected for 6/18 for this athlete, and 6/18 is right here. It should be a 7, and it's a 7. Select right here, should be a 7. Should be a 7 for soreness. you go, 7. And if we change these, they would all be 7s. So that's like your wellness page. You can track for a little bit. The data visualization on that second one is going to be right here. So I got athlete 1. I'm going to put into the date that we put in. Okay, so I got all of that, and here are your 3 body parts that we selected. So you got right here is your 5. This was the 3. This was the 1, and then nothing else was selected. So you have that. If I go to athlete 2, there's not going to be anything because there was no information that was selected on that right there for that day. Okay, so go to athlete 1, and the information shows back up. Where all this information goes is right here in your databases. So for the technology purpose, this is the page where I enter in, where you just export the information in right there, and per athlete. So put the day in, these 2 will filter in, athlete, these 2 will filter in, and then that's good. This was that return to play kind of thing where it's the exact same thing as you just have to add the drill in. That wellness for RPE, fatigue, all of that goes right here. You can take notes right here. Here's where you enter your training status, injury status, and all of that stuff right there. But as you can see, this is so athlete 1. This is what we put in. So already, so athlete 1. Right here's the date that we entered in, and there's all 7s. So that's the information right there. Performance data. This is going to be your where the KPIs came from. So here's all of those informations that you can look at right here. This is just the percent grade of what the athlete did based off of their PR. And here are your Z-scores that show up to go with those graphs. For the Z-scores and grades, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is enter in what they did, and everything else filters in. Soreness data. This is where we had that picture of the with the circles of different soreness. This is where the information goes in. So as you can see, athlete 1 right here on this date right here, filtered in, and we have a 531, which is what we put, and everything else is blank. Okay, and that's all it will show. So that's kind of how I put it all together for you to look at. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I hope you liked what I have. And if you have any like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And thank you for watching.